Hi, I'm Daniel Chai. I'm primarily a session guitar player. I do a couple of things throughout the weeks. One is I play guitar for either concert tours. I also teach in two music institutions in Singapore. And I have a studio here. I run a studio. So basically, I do arrangements, music production, and I do guitar sessions here as well. So I started playing the guitar when I was about 10. I had some basic piano lessons before that for a couple of years. More or less read some music, more or less knew what music notation was, knew what chords were. So I could kind of pick up melodies and stuff on my own on the guitar. I've had quite a few good teachers along the way, classical guitar teachers, and two or three really good pop guitar teachers as well, who kind of imparted really and shared really a lot of good foundational stuff that I still use to today. My parents were quite supportive. They got me a basic guitar at the beginning. But when I told them that I wanted to play guitar for a living, I think they were a bit of a shock. So that took a while to convince them. And I started actually gigging pretty young. I started moonlighting when I was my teens. Especially in Singapore, it's hard because it is an expensive city. And it's a small city. So basically, they may not be as lot of work as compared to maybe another bigger city somewhere else. I think it's always you got to be comfortable with yourself. Find things that you really enjoy doing, and then work on that. So what I always tell people is, even with guitar playing, a lot of YouTubers will mention, kind of find your own tribe, you know. So find your own ecosystem. So whatever I'm doing, maybe someone else can't do, or there are some other things that my friends are doing which I can't do. So find what you're good at, and then kind of work on your craft. From a young age, the people I listen to actually are not your regular guitar heroes. Big guys were Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, that era, Mr. Big, Paul Gilbert. I can rattle off like so many names, Steve Moss, Eric Johnson. Those were the guitar heroes from the 80s and 90s, And that was when all the virtuoso kind of guitar players started coming in. I listened to them quite a bit, but at the same time, right, I was listening to a lot of session guitar players. So I will open up like a vinyl or cassette or CD, depending on the phase of the life you're in, right? And then I'll look at the credits and I'll find out who played on this album. So if I hear someone on the radio, or think, is this particular player or this particular player? After all, you can't recognize the nuances of certain players. As a working guitarist, you kind of try different brands of string, different gauges in the market, and from a long time ago, actually, I've been using Dardero strings. I actually had a box here. So this is what I usually use. For my electric guitar, is the Nickel Wound 10 to 46. I get them by the boxes because through my experience with using other brands, I just came back to Dardero. They honestly last longer. They keep in tune much faster. You tune up, you stretch a little bit, then they stay in tune for the rest of the gig. That is a true experience. And they're very consistent. Basically, every gauge I buy, every similar gauge that I buy, when I put it on, I don't have to adjust anything. The intonation, anything else on the guitar, everything is fine. That's what I love about Dardero strings, because they're very consistent, they keep in tune very fast, and they last a long time. I think it's great that Dardero is giving us a lot of support right now, because I guess in this ever kind of evolving world, even doing music has evolved quite a bit. Even as a guitarist, I'm playing guitar, I'm doing music production. So even things like having a good tuner, a Dardero tuner, is really, really helpful. So most of the time, actually, I do not work on anything that is of my own. I mentioned I'm on tour with Stephanie's son, so once a month we are out on the road with her to an overseas city to do a couple of shows a month. Then at the same time, I'm doing recording here quite a bit, either music production recording or music arrangement of somebody else. And then I do session work as well here. I do have a YouTube channel, so you can check that out. As we are speaking now, I've got 6 songs to finish after this. I think a suggestion or advice I can give people is, it's what I've learned myself, is basically, I think you have to look at what focus you want to be in. For example, if you want to, let's say like myself, be a session player, then you have to kind of be open to listening to different kinds of music, jazz, blues, what have you, because a lot of really is vocabulary. Ask yourself the question, what do I want to get out of it? What do I want to do? And then from there on, become more focused about what you need to do. So, keep the discipline there, and then hopefully that will help with whatever passion that you have.